show. Singers sing what they told, but I know you got something else to say. A secret language, speaking in tongues, snake like tongue tied, you on the run, tribal dancing. I don't know what you are, you are, you are, you are.
Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Kaydene Campbell. If this is your first time watching one of my videos, thank you so much for doing so. And if you are a returning subscriber, wagwan, welcome back. Glad that you're tuning in to today's video or this video. I really appreciate it. Please do remember to like this video if you found this helpful or informative in any way. If you are not yet subscribed and like subscribe to the channel, man. Help us to out. Also comment down below. I really appreciate it. It also helps my channel so that YouTube knows that my videos are popping and they bring them forward so that other people can see them. So you have to like up the videos, comment, man, and all the good stuff. And remember to subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. Click the bell, select all to be notified each and every time I upload a video. Now that I'm done with all of that, today's video is all about foundation, highlight, and contour. So I'm going to basically share with you guys how I highlight my face, how I contour my face, and how I do my foundation, and what I put prior putting on foundation, because these things are fundamental and these things are important, because we do want a flawless base. Even if we're not professional, we want our makeup to look popping. So I'm here to help you guys out. So the first thing I do, I wash my face, of course. That was already done prior to the video. I started my wig process. It's melting down currently, and I also did my brows off camera. I do have a brow routine in depth tutorial that I recently posted on my channel. It will be linked right now. Click the card that will populate, or you can find it down in the description box below. It's very detailed, all the information that you need to do your brows. Go check it out. We're focusing on the face today. I also have a skincare routine. You can go ahead and check that out right now. I'll post it right here if you want to see what I use on my face for nighttime and how I remove my makeup at nighttime. Now, this is also part of my nighttime routine. I'm going to use hyaluronic acid, and this is hyaluronic acid green tea. It's hydrating and moisture rich, and it's winter time, so I do want moisture. I do want a lot of moisture because my face is dry. Well, I do have oily skin, but I don't want my face to look dry, you know what I mean? So I'm just going to rub that in.
Liars, right what they wanna show. Singers sing what they told.
Push that into my skin. Now I go in with my vitamin C serum, and I apply this generously.
Tribal dancing, I don't know what you are, you are, you are, you are. Summer floating over my heart. We're both dancing over the dark side.
For moisturizer, I use the Olay Activating Original Cream. I use this in the So I use the Olay Active Hydrating Original Cream. I do use this in the nighttime as well. I love this cream, and it's very moisturizing and hydrating, and that's what I love about it. Because you, like I said, you want your face to be hydrated. You don't want it to be dry, because wintertime it's so dry. You don't want that, okay? But I'm gonna have the makeup on for some time. Now the primer is a silicone-based primer, and this is from Arbonne.
Center, always in the limelight. Show ya a real good time.
I do use the under eye cream before, because this is my daytime routine. So I do use the under eye. Usually I should apply the under eye cream before I did the primer, but hey, I forgot. I'm busy. I'm busy doing a lot. So you want to apply your under eye cream before your primer, but because I forgot, I'm going to apply it after the primer. And you're basically going to do it, basically pat it into your skin. I like to do this. I wear an under eye cream daytime and nighttime. Okay, so I'm gonna correct around my mouth and some spots. Usually I use an orange corrector, but I forgot it, and it's basically in my room, and I don't want to go back in there because I don't want to wake my daughter. So I'm just going to use this to cancel out any color, discoloration, or unevenness of my skin. Alright, and then once I'm done with that, it's better to use orange. For my skin tone, it's better to use orange, but hey, I don't have any right now, so let's just do what we have. So the powder that I'm going to use now, it's from Maybelline, and it's in Deep 35. They do have another one that I want to try out. I'm going to try it out soon, but this one is okay so far. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead. So I'm basically setting my primer and the corrector. Okay, so I'm just going to pack that in. We don't want to use too much. So this also helps to control shine throughout the day, and that's what you want. Like, yes, we don't want anything that's too mattifying, but we don't want anything that's oily and greasy, and I do have oily skin, so I do have to be mindful of that. Hence why I find that this is very helpful in my routine. So thanks Auntie Jackie for giving us these tips out here in the street, because hey, we're here to learn. Alright, so that's why I'm passing this on, because it does help. It does help for me. I get oil in my T-zone area, so that's where I focus the product on mostly. And the thing that I love about this step in my routine is that it does not make my face look cakey, or the foundation look cakey. Because I know that we usually in the makeup industry, it's frowned upon or forbidden if you use powder on top of cream or liquid products. But in this case, it's not frowned upon. It's actually really helpful. Really helpful in my routine. Now, most of these products that I am using today, they are very inexpensive. The Maybelline is becoming one of my favorite drugstore products. Shout out to Maybelline. I've spoken about them before. I've done a foundation review on this foundation, which is my this is my favorite foundation. Drugstore foundation. It's also one of my favorite. No, it's not my favorite in general, but it's my favorite drugstore foundation ever. You can tell me nothing about this foundation. If it doesn't work for you, girl, that's your problem. But okay, so I'm a warm coconut. This is my shade. So I mostly focus the foundation and the outer portion of my face. I do. And I don't put too much foundation on my forehead, because my forehead is pretty even. So I just take what's left. Usually I don't do this, but hey, I have a lot of foundation. So I use this first. Now, to blend out my foundation, I have been using this step for years. I have been using this step for a long time. I usually, especially with cream products, I find it that it's easier to blend out when you spray your face with a setting spray. Now this is one of my favorite. It's just facial spray with aloe, cucumber, and green tea. It's skincare. It's from Mario Badescu cucumber water, basically. Now this is bomb. For skincare, I use the rose water as well, and I use this as well. This is very bomb to use to blend out your foundation. It's superb, but not to set your face for a very long time. But I'll get into it further on what I use to set my skin. But this is what I use to blend out my foundation. And then I spray like 2 sprays on the brush. And the brush that I'm using is from Real Techniques, the buffing foundation brush, and it's more of a dense brush, packed. It's very packed, and this is very helpful with blending out my foundation. You can use a sponge if you prefer. I don't like sponges, and I just don't like to use sponge to blend out my foundation. Or you can use a more dense flat top brush. Okay, so I basically pat this into my skin. Don't drag, don't swipe. You need to pat it in. That's how you get Like I said, one of my favorite drugstore brand currently is Maybelline, and I have been really loving their Instant Age Rewind Concealer. Now I have two colors here. I have the tan and I have the caramel. So the first thing I do, I start off with the tan. This is closest to my skin tone. Sorry, I applied some prior to this. But basically what you want to do is bring forth the high. So basically what you want to do is bring forth the highest point of your base. Now, I want my under eyes, the bridge of my nose, my cupid's bow, a little bit of my forehead, and my chin area to be highlighted. So that's the first thing you see, especially when you take pictures. You want that to be popping in your photos. So I like to use something, well, you should be using something that's 1 to 2 shades lighter than your skin tone, nothing more. If you're going further, then you're doing too much. But I like to do too much, so sometimes I do use something 3 to 4 shades lighter. But the ideal thing to do is use a color that's 1 to 2 shades lighter than your skin tone. It's best, especially for a beginner, it's the best thing to do. Stick with that method. Until you get more advanced into it, then you can experiment with other colors to see what suits you or what you like. I like a little bit more highlight under the eyes, but I'm going to show you what I do. Okay, so I start off with the tan. I like to do this because it also helps with contouring, right? It starts to slim down my nose, and I have a pretty broad nose. Not LMA, but it can go on. Broad. Alright, so I'm gonna do this. And then my forehead is huge. Okay, I have a huge forehead. And yeah, I'm bring down the wig a little bit because to take a little bit and the bigness. So yeah, I have a lot of hard space over there. So I want to shrink it down a little bit more. So I'm after we got shrink it down a little bit, and then we're gonna shrink it down a little bit. So basically, I have the wig that's a little bit over my hairline to take in a little bit of my forehead space. Then now I'm going to mimic a smaller forehead with makeup. That's what I said basically in patois, my native language. Oh yes, I'm Jamaican. Yes. Right, so I put a little bit here. That's about it. Alright, and yeah, that's about it. So if you can see, as you can see, these are all the high points. These are the focus point or the focal point of your face. This area is the first thing you see when you look at someone. So you want it to be lit up, or you want it to be highlighted extra. Read all about it. So you want it to be highlighted. As you can see, as you can see, yeah. I like to use a sponge to blend out my highlight. Now you can use a brush that's similar, dense, like the foundation brush, or you can even use your foundation brush. But I like to use a sponge, and this sponge is from Real Techniques. It's my ride or die. I love this sponge. I've never owned a beauty blender, and I'm not like, oh my god, I don't own a beauty blender, I need to own one. No, it's not like that for me. But hey, too as well for my highlight, I like for the one the concealer that's under my eyes to dry it out a little bit, and that gives me full coverage under my eyes. So I do have my dollar store fan here. Hello. So I kind of fan it down, or if you have a little motor fan, you can use that as well. So I kind of fan it down as well. And then when I start to blend out, I blend out this area and I leave my eyes for the last part. Alright, so let's get into blending. Now, as a beginner, sometimes you apply too much product, and for a face like mine, I don't want my highlight to go way back up to here, to my temple. So what I like to do to control that area from not exceeding my that point, I go with the foundation brush and basically blend out the edges of the concealer. Alright, so I like it the way it is. So what I like to do from time to time is going with a lighter concealer under my eyes to brighten up that area somewhat, some more. As you can see, my face is basically, it's fine, it's subtle, and wow, I love it. But I want it to be extra because I'm extra. Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna focus this mainly under my eyes. Alright, and then I'm gonna go on my nose, just a tad. That's it. And I like a little bit here. That's it. That's all I'm going to do. Done. So while that's drying down a little bit, I like to go in with my contour. Now I'm using the Avon True Cream Concealer Corrector or Concealer, and this is in the shade Mahogany. So basically, I want my face to look slender, or slender. I'm sorry, slender in my photos. So, and I want to add more dimension to my face, because as you can see, when I apply my foundation, my face is one dimension. Then when I apply my concealer, two. So I want it to be more, you know, defined and structured. Structured, that's the word, structured. So you want to go in with a contour. You don't want to go in too heavy. It's best to use something 1 to 2 shades darker than your skin tone, but I'm using something that's 4 shades darker than I am. So I'm going to go in very lightly. Now, as you can see, it's very dark.
Writers write what they know. Liars write what they wanna show. Singers sing what they told. But I know you got something else to say.
Area. Right now here, if you know Rihanna, and I'm sure you do, you see how defined it is in her Cupid's bow? Yes. I don't really have that definition, so I want to add that. So I use makeup to add that definition. So in that area there, I'm going to put a little bit of the product. Right there. Now you will see how I blend out everything later on. Now, I gained a little bit of weight since I gave birth to my daughter, my beautiful daughter. I love her so much, but I did gain a little bit of weight. A lot. Not a little bit. A whole heap of weight I gained, girl. Girl, I forgot to go all over again with the weight loss journey. But it's okay. I bring forth a child. My body did something magical. And we are going to just work with that for now to make me better. Okay? So don't judge me. Now, I'm going to make my jawline a little bit slender. So I'm going to apply the product along my jawline. So I start from my ears area and I go down, connect to the chin. Now this will help, with making my my jawline more defined. So what I want to do now is blend that out. If you notice that I'm not doing it heavy, I don't want a heavy contour because this product is very darker than my skin tone. So I just want it to be there but not too heavy, okay? So you want to go in a circular motion to blend this out. I'm using an angled brush. It's best to use when you're doing contour. I find that it's best for me. So I go in a circular motion. So remember what I taught you? I use the foundation brush to blend out the edges. Then I go back in with the contour product. Okay, so now we have to set the highlighted portions because we don't want it to start creasing and settling in the fine lines, okay? So you want to go ahead and set that product, but before you go in and set, you want to go over with the sponge to smooth everything over, and then you can go ahead and set. Now what I like to use to set, I use my Sasha Buttercup. Guys, I'm not that person who bakes. I don't bake a lot. I know sometimes you see me, if you're a returning subscriber, I know you see me with it sometimes, but the truth is, when I do put it on, I put it on for a little bit if I'm doing my eyeshadows last, and most of the times you catch me when I'm doing it on camera, but when I'm really going out on my regular day, I don't. Now, to set my under eye, what I'm going to use is the Sasha Buttercup and the Maybelline product that I told you guys about earlier. I basically mix the two. I find that it gives me a nice shade and it's very fine and I love it. So I'm going to use that and push it. I use a brush. This is from the BH Cosmetic. It's my Ray Ray number 2 brush, and I'm going to push it into my skin to set the highlighted areas. This palette, so I'm going to use it to contour. Now I'm using the same contour brush that I had. Now this product is very strong, it's very cool, and I'm more of a warm tone, so I have to go in, I have to tread very lightly when I'm using this product. So this is what I'm going to use to contour. Use tap. That's the amount of product that comes out. And you see how much it, you see, I just use one tap. So you need to tap and shake it off. Usually one tap can do both sides. Now, because it's so strong, you want to blend it out. So you want to go in a circular motion. Now what I like to do is use my powder and I sharpen up the edges. Because I don't want it to go beyond that point. Now you notice that I highlighted and I contoured. The next thing to do is to set the areas that you didn't highlight and contour. Now I like to use the Sephora Micro Smooth Setting Powder. The cover is gone. This is a well-used product. I love this so much. So what I do, I use my powder brush and I swirl it in there, get the product on there, and I swirl it around to the areas. So these areas have no product to set the foundation. And also remember, I used that powder to get rid of the demarcation, or I wanted to get away the dust. That's the way the powder that I used for the contour area. Alright, and then I do go up on my forehead a bit, on my neck. one of my favorite products is the Maria Badescu. So what I do, I go ahead and I spray my face, because we've used all the powder products. Now our face look powdery. We don't want that. So you want to get rid of that powdery look. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and spray my face with the Maria Badescu cucumber water to get rid of the powdery look. I drench my face. So that is it. My face is drenched. At one point I didn't want to stop. So what I do, I use the bottom part of my beauty sponge, or yeah, my beauty sponge, and I pounce that into my skin. And what I like to do after that is allow it to dry, so I fan it down for further drying. Alright, so I'm going to move on to my eyes. I'm going to go ahead, put on a shadow, because this focus, like I said, is about my face. I'm going to go ahead, do my eyes, then I'm going to come back and show you what I do to finish up my foundation routine. So I'm going to put on my lashes, put on my eye, do a little eyeshadow, do a little eyeliner, and all that. And that's all I'm going to do off camera. And I'm going to come back because my battery is dying. And I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you guys how I finish up my foundation routine. Okay? Now that I'm done, this is all I do. So the last step I take is setting my foundation, because you don't want your foundation to move about or start getting creasing and creases or fine lines and all that and smile lines. What I like to do is go ahead and set my face, and my favorite setting spray, because this doesn't set your makeup to last long. It's just to get rid of the powdery look. This Morphe Cosmetics Continuous Setting Spray does just that. It sets your face for your makeup to last, long. And I really love it. I love it. It's for $20 Canadian dollars. Bomb ass product. So I just give it a quick shake, and then I just spray. And it's not even like this one. It's like a continuous mist. It's absolutely amazing. So I'm done drowning myself. Ooh, I should have put my hair back. Then what I like to do is go ahead and pounce that into my skin, a quick pounce. And then I go ahead and dry my face, fan my face. So fan that in. That helps to make it last as long as well. Alright guys, that is it for today's video. I showed you guys how I do my foundation, my contour and highlight routine, how I set my face to make the makeup last longer. All of that, I give you a little bit of bonus with my lips and my highlight and my blusher. So I really do hope you enjoyed today's video, guys. In the future, I will focus mostly on my eyes and all of that and products. So I just want to show you guys how I get my base done, my foundation and highlight and contour routine. I really do hope you found this helpful, guys, and if you did, please ensure to like this video. Show me that you like my content by liking the video and also commenting down below. Talk to me in the comment section. Let's vibe. Let's talk about what we like, what we don't like, what kind of pros and cons you like with highlights and contouring, and all of that. What products you love to use, and all all of the above. So guys, again, if you're not subscribed to my channel, you've reached thus far and you're not subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. I really do appreciate it. I can't stress that enough. Thank you guys for your continuous support so far. I really do appreciate it. And definitely be coming with more content on more. Honestly, my last couple of videos has been very neutral. I'm trying to get out of my comfort zone, give you more stuff like my hair routine and so on. So you guys will be seeing much more content coming from me in the future. So guys, just stay tuned, like, comment, and subscribe so that you, and also click the notification bell so that you don't miss any of my uploads in the future. So again, thanks for all of your support so far, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.